Hi guys, I'm Marticore, and you might have found this particular couple of dogs very problematic in your game if you've ever tried to play them. Ah yes, the Crittur household, Danny and Sarah, the freaking dogs that refuse to eat pet food, even if their life depends on it, and often end up taken away before Sarah can even think of giving birth to the 3 puppies that she's carrying. But there is a way to tame the chaos, and this video is a guide on how to do it, how to handle the Crittur family. So who is the Crittur family? I think it goes without saying that they came in pets. And it's a pair of dogs where one of them is pregnant, and the bio says, in a world full of conflict, who knew that these two would fall so deeply in puppy love? Despite being homeless, Danny and Sarah have stuck together throughout the years. But Sarah wants a better life for their future little ones, so they're looking for a good home to settle down. I think from their learned behaviors, you can easily tell that they grew up on the streets. I think this is the idea. So I will show you pretty much the only way to keep them alive. This will be a little gameplay video where I'll try to get the puppies and actually teach the dogs to start eating. And also I want to address the thing, again a myth about this family that it's broken. There used to be an identical pregnancy glitch as with Samantha Optimus that I made a separate video about. The ID of the puppy's father would be assigned incorrectly, usually resulting in a human sim appearing as the father of the dogs in the family tree. Apparently the devs didn't think of stealthhood pregnancy as working a little bit differently, that there is like an extra step to do, and only got to fix Sarah when they realized Samantha's pregnancy was broken. At least that's how I read it. Which means that Sarah had been broken for a longer time because she came earlier. Both of the glitches were fixed in the season's patch at exactly the same time, so if you have any DLC newer than Seasons, both the Optimus family and the Crittur family work fine in your game. So yes, the Ultimate, Legacy, and Super Collection too. The Crittur family is perfectly safe to play, it's just hard. Okay, so I think I need to clear up that we're doing this without the Control Pets cheat. It would be a lot easier with it, obviously. So if you want to play this family, I recommend having a family that allows you to focus on the dogs very much. Because it's gonna be hard. You really need to pay attention to them. Look at the little circle here, because that says that you can scold or praise them for something. Okay, running around crazily is not really anything that we're looking for. So that's whatever, but yeah, every time they have the little circle here, check what you can scold them for, and if it's anything about eating, you gotta use that. They eat sim food, both of them, because they were on the streets, so they were probably like eating leftovers from restaurants or something. Lady and the Tramp. Actually, only the tramp. So yeah, the problem with these dogs is the learned behaviors, so you have to unteach them those behaviors. They always go on furniture. Danny is also filthy, so he will like roll in puddles and everything. But the biggest problem is the eating. They will not eat from bowls pretty much ever. So the one method for them is, they're not really that hungry yet, but the only method is to make human food and put it on the ground and let them eat it. Can be burned. It's fine. They're gonna eat it anyway. So you just kind of treat them like countryside dogs, I guess. Whatever you have left from dinner, you just throw it at them. You can also just call an obedience trainer and they might help with that, I guess. But if you want to do it alone, yeah, you wait for them to eat and scold them for eating. Did I say scold? Yeah. In real life, scolding pets doesn't really work and it's mean, but in the game it does work. So sooner or later they're gonna learn and they're gonna eat from bowls. And once they start eating from bowls, you can praise them for that. Scolding again. Okay, we're getting better. And scolding again. Is this because she's pregnant? Yeah, I think she's more hungry because she's pregnant. And you keep scolding her for eating. That's, yeah, it's unpleasant, but you gotta do that. You gotta give them some tough love, you know? Danny, I can see you. He's already had enough. Sarah! Good girl! Praise for eating pet food. See, it's not even that hard to make them start eating from bowls at least. He's gonna eat one bowl of mac and cheese and put the rest outside. Hey, Allegra. Yeah, them being on the beds isn't really that much of a problem. I mean, except that he can't go to sleep now. I guess we're gonna shoo Danny from there. You have 2 other beds. Sarah can stay. She's pregnant. She's with child. She's with puppy. Of course, you can also give them treats, give love, feed treat. But that's not very efficient, you know. They will pretty much always accept the treat, obviously, especially if they're hungry. But yeah, that takes a lot of time. You have to really monitor their hunger and everything. So that's even more work than trying to unteach them the behaviors. Because you want your dog to just eat whenever they're hungry and not completely control it, right? Especially in the game, where you have so much other stuff to do. Oh my god, really? You don't even have a phone! Oh man. Okay, extinguish this. You can do it, man. I believe in you. If you can fix those dogs, you can do anything. It's done. Is it? Yeah, it's done. Okay. No, Danny, that's a bad Danny. Ah, yeah, I was spoiled. You gotta get up at night. I mean, it's 8 p.m., so yeah, that was just a nap. And scold them whenever they're eating human food. Sim food, sorry. I think Sarah is alright by now. We can keep sleeping. Thank you, Danny. There we go. Good boy. He is so proud of himself. Okay, how are the behaviors? So, Danny is more likely to eat pet food now. A little bit more likely, because he's almost half and half. Sarah is a lot more likely to eat pet food. We fixed them in that regard. Well, Danny still needs some work, but he's fine. Just in case, I will keep giving them the leftovers. 3 new pets are on the way! Told ya. Yay! Female, male, and male. Okay, I'm gonna name them Poppy, Baxter, and Spike, whatever. So now we have 5 dogs. 5 large dogs. So normally in 4 days we would find out what they look like, but you can always cheat. With testing cheats and this time with the control pets. Wait, bullprop. I have an alias for this, but never mind. You can force aging. Debug force aging. You can also set them to birthday and wait until 11 a.m. before they grow up. Oh, yeah. It doesn't even have an animation. It's just they just turn into adult dogs. And you might need to click on it a few times before it actually does the thing. Yeah. Why did you get these ears, though? Now that I think about it, when the Crittur family gave birth in like a normal neighborhood that I was playing, also the dogs got the floppy ears. That's interesting. Oh yeah, hating the mother. I think I like this one most. Looks most like a dog to me, I don't know. So, the family tree is fine. Danny is the daddy. Oh, actually, Poppy is my favorite. The girl, the only girl. Yeah, so from this point on, I would still try to focus on Danny a little bit to unteach him eating sim food, praise him whenever he uses the pet bowl. Of course, with the control pets, you can just make them eat, right? But it's better to teach them to do it autonomously. It really doesn't even take that much time. It took us like 1 day to get them to somewhat eat from the bowl. And with the puppies, you don't have to worry about that because they are born with no learned behaviors, so they will just, like, by default eat from the bowl. You can still praise them for it, but there won't be a problem with only eating sim food and refusing to eat at all. Pets' genetics are truly a mystery in this game. I made a whole ass video about it, and I think there are still things that I don't know. Also, so that you're sure how to read the learned behaviors, because when you hover over them, you can either get, for example, the clean or the filthy. So basically, it depends on where exactly you hover over. If it's up, it shows like the positive behavior, and if it's down, it shows the negative behavior. So if you want to see what this pet actually does, if it's more red than green, go to the bottom side of the icon to see the actual behavior. If it's more green, then go to the upper side. Hover over the upper side, the top side, I guess. I don't consider this obvious, so I'm telling you just in case. There is one more trick that you can use, that is sending the pets to work so that they eat at work. But this may result in them getting fired, because if they haven't eaten anything at home, they might not feel like going to work. You know, it's risky, but it might be a way. Also, you might have noticed this tiny detail that the dogs look quite different on their family picture before you merge them with a family. Like Dan has a very long snout, Sarah is not as fluffy, they look more like placeholders, I guess. And when you put them in a family, it turns out that Danny is kind of like a boxer looking dog, and Sarah is more of a Samoyed looking dog. So that's it for today. Hope this little video was helpful in a way. If you decide to play this family or have played it before, tell me in the comments what you named the puppies. I think on one saved I named them like Mocha, Chocolate, and something. And as always, thank you very much for watching this video, and see you in the next one. Bye!